In this morning's Health Watch, spring allergy alert. More than 60 million Americans suffer with allergies, and as spring arrives officially tomorrow, 1:32, I believe, they'll begin the annual rites of the itchy eyes, the red noses, the joys. Jennifer Ashton is here with the newest research to help you fight all those seasonal allergies. We need a good doctor to help us with this one.
I suffer from it myself.
It is so tough on people, and there have actually been some allergy experts who say global warming may be making it worse, and it may be extending the allergy season. How do you know, though, because you can develop this at any point in your life,
correct,
that you're dealing with allergies and not just a seasonal cold?
Well, you know what? Most people who suffer from seasonal allergies, the official word is allergic rhinitis or hay fever. We're not talking about food allergies. We're not talking about medication allergies here. They know. You can tell the difference between a cold and allergy season, but basically it's about symptoms. So sneezing is obviously a very common one. You can have watery or itchy eyes, even problems with smell or a scratchy, itchy, sore throat. Obviously, there's a big overlap there between cold and allergies, but again, if it's the time of year and you know that you normally get these symptoms in spring, most likely allergies.
And I would imagine if it lasts a little bit longer too, that's an indication.
Obviously, the duration and the severity of symptoms.
That's when you wish it was a cold almost. You'd
Exactly.
say that, right?
That's right.
So when you are suffering from allergies, because let's be honest, it is suffering when you're dealing with them.
It's horrible.
How do you treat them? What's the best and most effective way?
Erica, more time after time, I hear patients, even people on the street saying, well, you know, the antihistamines over the counter, they just don't work. To be crystal clear, those are a Band-Aid for the symptoms. The standard of care, the gold standard, is to treat those symptoms before they start. So things like a mild inhaled steroid spray can be very helpful. There's a medication typically given to people with asthma called Singulair, which has been approved and is really the standard of care for treating seasonal allergies. It prevents the symptoms before they start. So you want to get at that now before you have that miserable symptom start.
So a couple of weeks out when you're anticipating it, that far out?
Absolutely.
Wow. There are also little things like we have these neti pots here. My parents swear by
the
these.
neti pot. I love this, okay? This is one of those things, very low risk if done in moderation, potentially a benefit, you know, to kind of flush out the pollen that's in your nose. Again, this is something that you can do very easily. You can buy them at any store pretty much and use that. But to be clear, this is not going to make a huge difference, right?
This
is a nice alternative or complementary remedy.
People also say, you know, remove any of that allergy before you come in the house. So take off your shoes, take off your clothes.
Right. Now, these are key tips for
clothes,
people to know.
Your jacket.
And again, strip down.
Such a Friday, my goodness.
Important tips for people to know. Number one, know your pollen count. So everyone is different and variably allergic to different types of pollen. So you should know what your particular triggers are and what the pollen count in your area is. Checking the weather is very helpful. Typically a rainy day, you're going to have less symptoms than a hot, windy, dry day where the pollen is circulating more. And lastly, as you said, don't bring those allergens inside. So take your shoes off when you get home. Don't let your pets get on your bed or sofa because the allergens actually stick to their fur. And if necessary, shower when you get home.
And lastly, really quickly, because things can be different for kids, but as many as 40% of kids suffer from allergies. Do you treat it differently with a child than you would with an adult?
No, basically the treatments are the same. The key with a child is you want to take your child to a pediatrician or an allergy specialist who really can test your child, make sure nothing else is going on, and then appropriately treat with the appropriate dose medication.
Good advice as always, Dr. Jennifer Ashton. Thanks for coming in this morning. Good luck with allergy season.
You too.
Thanks.
A lot happens early on The Early Show, weekday mornings on CBS.